Well, there we go. That takes forever. Seems to be even worse every week. I don't know how this all goes down, but we're on. We're good. I got a few things to go over. We're 2 subscribers away from giving away some stuff, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We have Al tomorrow. We have Brad tomorrow. We have Cody Link tomorrow in this laundry room. So hit us up tomorrow night. Everything should be up and going. Seems to be all right. I'm trying it out. I got a few things that set really close to my heart that I'm going to get out there. 1, everybody drives a car. It seems to be that way. We don't ride horses anymore. And when we did, horses got hit by other horses or cars or whatever, and they had to deal with them in a different way than we deal with cars. With that said, you wouldn't want to be a horse dragging a horse out of the road, I can tell you that. So we have wreckers nowadays. The worst thing about this is that this is really close to me. I do collision work, and make sure your deductible is in the price range of that when you do get hit or you hit somebody, is that you can afford to go get your car fixed, even if that's $200 or $1,000. So whatever it is, get a hold of your insurance agent and go from there. So let's just say you're bebopping down the road and I don't know, the biggest thing seems to be you're on your phone and you run into somebody. So at that time, you get out and you talk to the person, you blah blah blah, and you exchange information if it's over $500. So let's say your bumper and their bumper is wrecked, you're calling the police. That's how that works. Then they file a little report, and then you go on your way. So you have a choice at that time to go get your car fixed anywhere you want. Do not let the insurance company persuade you into going to one of these big chain stores. I know it sounds good, but it is not good in the long run. They're good, they're great, it is what it is. It's the difference between going to a Red Robin and McDonald's, okay? One company is just out for flow. They just want a lot of cars in and a lot of cars out, and they don't really give 2 craps about an employee that works there. That's a big issue with these big automotive chains, automotive repair shops. It's not a mechanic shop, okay? Let's get this straight. If you got a head gasket out, go to somebody that's been doing your mechanical work forever. If it's your first collision, ask grandma, grandpa, look it up. There's probably, I don't know, in this region, 500-600 different places to go fix your car. Don't go to the national chain, I'm telling you right now. I've been there. It's like a puppy mill for cars. Just go to a mom and pop store. They give you a lifetime warranty, and every shop should give you a lifetime warranty. So with that said, then you'll get this little guy that comes out that's never fixed a car in his life, and he'll come and either take pictures or you go drop your car off and at one of these body shops, and then you get in your rental car and you go on your way. This is where I have the problem, is that the guy that doesn't change his oil is now the one that tells me what I need to do, which sometimes is not the best case scenario for the person that owns the car. For instance, yesterday I dealt with a car. This is sad. It had a dent in it. a decent sized dent, but a dent nonetheless. Once you got all the interior trim pulled away, the rear seat out, so on and so forth, the dent was very accessible, to the point where I could take my tools to the inside of the panel and take care of it with no heat, no nothing, just hammer and dolly and some trade work, because I'm a craftsman. I can reshape any piece of metal into any form that you want. And everybody's scared of Bondo. And here's if it's done properly, it doesn't matter. If anybody's been to a car show, you've seen the most Bondo you've ever seen in your life, because every single one of those cars, unless it's bare steel or a DeLorean, it's got Bondo on it. Okay? Some cars came out of the factory like this back in the old days with lead. That's pre-Bondo, okay? So don't get scared. If it's done properly, there's not an issue. So I get this thing all hammered and dollied out with very little time spent, because now it's my battle versus the insurance battle on what we should do. And I was leaning towards, let's just fix the dent. It was a pretty decent dent, but a dent, okay? So this guy comes back, and he doesn't have an argument. His argument is that the parts are here, just cut the car apart. And at that point, I'm a little frustrated, because this car does not need to be spliced and cut apart, because, I mean, how many quarter panels can you put on safely before it becomes, a real headache for the next guy? And that's what you got to look for: the next guy, the long term, and the people that ride inside. And every car I fix like if I'm going to put my kids in it, okay? So it could go and get whacked one more time or 3 more times, and the car should be still fine, like without a doubt. The problem is that you have somebody that doesn't change his own oil, let alone take his tires off in the winter and in the summer, telling somebody that's vested 20 some years of his life into repairing sheet metal. So I cut the car apart, because that's what they told me to do. Because at that point, I can sit there and piss and moan all day. I still have to get the car done. So I don't like the way the insurance company runs this place. If you have a car, they want to put on the cheapest parts possible. And this is where another problem I have is that you come in to any establishment, big or small, and you have a Chevy. I don't know. You can name a car. What they do is they get the cheapest parts possible and put it on your car. Yeah, okay, they don't fit. It's a lot of manipulation. Sometimes they're damaged. Headlights are the worst. About 2 years in the sunlight, they're smoke, they turn yellow, and they look like crap, and everybody's seen those headlights. And those headlights are from aftermarket companies, because factory parts do not yellow in 2 years. They have a great UV protection, and there's a huge argument on what we need to do. So you can either call your insurance company and get a factory override. That means they order all factory parts for your car, or a guy like me that has to spend his day proving that these parts are not quality, not alike, and long term, the worst thing that could ever happen to your car. I treat every car as if it's your best car. It could be the nastiest car ever, but you know what? It's your car. And who am I to judge what you drive and what you love? So here's where the line gets drawn. I put an aftermarket part on your car because the insurance company says this is what you need. So I do. 2 years down the road, the inside starts rusting. Who do you yell at? You don't know that I put an aftermarket part on. Aftermarket means not OEM. So you got a Kia, you don't have a Kia fender like you once did when you got in a wreck. I can understand if you fixed it yourself and they put those parts on, that's a different story. But most of these car parts I'm taking off were originally supposed to be on your car. So they get these car parts from an aftermarket store, which is unbelievable less amount of money. They weigh less. They have less everything as far as E-coat and whatnot. So your fender starts to rust. You don't know, so you're like, Billy Bob Automotive Repair Shop, my car's rusting. And you start yelling at companies like the one I'm currently working at. And it's really, it puts us in a tough bind because the insurance company makes us do it. We don't like to. And we get a bad rep because now you're out telling everybody that your car's rusting apart. And it has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with your insurance company and how horribly that program is ran. You pay a lot of money a year. I know I do. I mean, I got 4 cars and a boat. I pay a ton plus a house. So I pay a ton. So your fender's rusting apart and you're like, Billy Bob, your automotive repair shop sucks. My fender's rusting. I don't know what to do. And we're like, well, we're going to have to reschedule you and blah, blah, blah. Well, now you tell everybody that Billy Bob sucks. His parts are rusting off. And it really had nothing to do with Billy Bob the whole time. It really had something to do with your insurance company and how bad they're scamming everybody in the world, because they force us to get insurance, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's like the healthcare. I know a lot of people that have healthcare, frankly, that doesn't go to the hospital or the doctor, period. And I know a lot of people that have car insurance that never get in wrecks. So here's thousands and thousands of dollars that go to these giant corporations, insurance companies, and they funnel you to these other giant corporations. I can name a few if you want. Abra, Service King, Gerber. These guys give insurance companies kickbacks for the insurance company suggesting you to go there. That's the main reason why I don't want you to go there. There's no way the insurance company should be shaking hands with anybody of the sort. Jimmy Buffett, for instance, he owns an insurance company. Look it up. He owns an insurance company. He also owns Service King, which is a body shop. So his insurance company tells customers like yourself to go to Service King. There, he just lined his pockets twice with your money. That's how that works. So the fender's rusting, you're mad at Billy Bob, and the whole time it was your insurance company saving a few $100s for a fender that most likely needed to be manipulated to fit the car in the first place. And they should have done the right thing and put factory parts back on your factory car. Now, if this is the part, you tell everybody that your car's rusting apart and you give us a bad name when the whole time it's your insurance company forcing us to do things that is not right for the customer. It is not right for the people that have to fix your car. And frankly, Billy Bob gets a bad name because the insurance company forces us to use really crappy parts. So you could drive around town all day and see these yellow headlights. Well, those yellow headlights are like $30. To be realistic. When the factory headlights, maybe a few $100, but you paid insurance for 5 years, you never got in a wreck, you should deserve quality parts back on your car. Even, it doesn't matter the shape it's in, it's your car, and you've been paying insurance on your car for a long time. So your car deserves quality parts. And this is really irritates me when this happens. I do my best as a auto body tech to find the flaws. GM right now, Volkswagen for a long time, Ford, Kia, they're starting to figure out why they're not selling parts as much as they should, since everybody gets in a wreck. So what they have done is, inside your headlight, there'll be a Ford logo, a Chevy logo, a Dodge logo, a Kia logo, a VW logo inside your headlight. This is where a lot of your normal big giant chains don't care. I look inside and go, it's got a bow tie. It's got a VW logo right in front of the headlight. And the aftermarket one cannot use those. So they give you one, but it's minus the logo inside the headlight. These big chain stores don't care. They'll take that headlight, put it in your car, and on your way, like a big giant puppy mill. Guy like myself, I will notice that little slight detail, and guess what? They're paying the $1,000 for the headlight, no matter what. I don't care. It's your car. It's my job to do this. It's just irritating. I'm gonna figure out a way to better the system. There's got to be a way better way to better the system. Once you get your car damaged and you take it to these repair shops so you can get it back faster. Not only can you get it back faster, you'll know that you won't be back because the car parts on your car are quality. You're not out there running around with yellow headlights and you can't see at night. And so get a hold of your insurance company, make your deductible right. It's called an OEM overrider. That's the true way to get right to the point. It's like $30 more a month. Trust me, it's worth it. You can get your car back sooner, faster, and with better parts if you abide by those rules. My job is to make these guys look like fools because, frankly, that guy doesn't know how to work on his own car, let alone tell me how to do my job. Well, with that said, don't forget to subscribe. When we're live, thank goodness I got this YouTube up working again. My little rant about stupid insurance companies and how they employ the most unqualified people. Back in the old days, a guy like myself spends about 30 years fixing cars, and then they'll spend the last 25 writing insurance, working for insurance companies, because you already know how to do the job. So guess what? I know how to do the paperwork too, and I know what a quality repair is. So now they hire people that don't have an education in automotive repair. They send them to these schools, and they write it down on paper, but not once has A, busted their thumb with a hammer, cut their wrist with a piece of sheet metal, or even hung a door on a car and knows how long it is to properly align a door, properly align a piece of glass inside it. So, you got any questions, let me know in any video. I don't care. I'll answer you. We'll get whatever your problem is settled. And it's my job is to inform the customer. And like the dent yesterday that I ended up having to cut the car apart, I do have paperwork that has everybody's name and phone number on it, and I had to take a real deep breath because I was really ready to call this customer and have her come on down and take a look because it wasn't right what I did. At the same time, she was told she was going to get a quarter panel because that's what it needed, and hindsight, it didn't need any. It got Bondo no matter what, because when you cut a car apart, you have to put Bondo in the splices. So the Bondo that would have been in the splices would have been on the dent that was there to begin with. So I'm not quite sure the whole concept of how they do this, but let me know. Subscribe. We're two people away from starting to give some stuff away. Tune in tomorrow. We have a lot of guests coming on at one time. It should be a pretty good show. I got some really great notes, and we should probably be fighting over some stuff that is pretty political. Maybe not political, but out there. It's definitely out there, and everybody likes to argue over it because it's a mainstream deal. And if Obama and Michelle Obama or whatnot had anything to do with getting that Smolt guy dropped charges and sealed the case that he ran around Chicago with a noose on his neck while he went to Subway and picked up a sandwich, that guy needs to be in jail. He was trying to personify people like myself, that he thinks all white people, or most all white people, I fucking have no idea what this idiot thinks, but there's no way that he said a mega hat and whatever. He made up a bunch of bullshit. That guy is a piece of shit in my book. Here's the deal. I love everybody, but if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. I don't care what you wear or what you look like. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. That's how that works. And obviously, he's an asshole, and he got away with it. So I hope that promotes a ton more people to run around the town with nooses on their necks, swinging by Subway at 2 o'clock in the morning, blaming hate crime on people that didn't have anything to do with it. So have at it. Do it. He got off. Everybody else should. If I run around saying that somebody drugged me behind a car, must have been somebody. Yeah. So with that said, fuck you. I hate people that have a bunch of money that do crooked ass shit like that. They get away with it. There's a lot of people in prison right now that didn't do anything but smoke some fucking pot. They should be let out. Wait, this guy, he falsified a hate crime. This guy needs to go to jail. He needs to know what it's like. They should have made an example of him because he's a public figure and he faked a crime. I mean, does that not... I watched the reports. The police said they did everything to the book, and they're really mad. They're really mad, and it had a lot to do with the pull that he has in the Obama administration and whomever that he's I would call stroking off, or whatever you want to call it, to get him released and everything buried. So screw that guy. Yeah, that got me. I'm heated now after that. That guy's irritating. If I was to do that, I'd be sitting in jail right now to falsify hate crime. Oh, God, it's idiots. Well, stuff like that will be brought up this weekend. Well, it'll be tomorrow. So, Big Al, Cody, Brad, see you tomorrow. Don't forget to hit subscribe in this corner somewhere. We're 2 people away from giving away some really cool stuff. We're working on some shirts, working on some music. Nate, you didn't hit me up yesterday. Shame on you. All right. DLcast, over and out. I see I have one person on here, a live chat. Do you want to say anything? You have anything to say? I'll give you about 30 seconds. Take your little thumbs. Write whatever you want down. I'll answer your question. Say howdy. Whatever it may be that is on your mind. It's super early in the morning, which I love. It's 46 degrees. Couldn't ask for anything better. I'm gonna bust out my rototiller this weekend, possibly. All right. Well, guess you got nothing to say. That's cool. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for seeing me live. Glad I got to YouTube all to work. That makes me happy because it didn't work last weekend. Oh, it's Big. It's Big Al. What up, homie? Can't wait to see you. Hopefully my chair's big enough. If not, I got another one over there without arms. Can't wait to see what monsters look like. Can't wait to talk to you and pick your brain. With that said, over and out. Keep your powder dry.